It was time for me to switch kind of career paths, and after talking to Michael and John Stevens, and I felt like the TOK was the best move for me to come and start working here. And I think coming to TOK has given me kind of a bigger picture of how I can impact more people than just the ones I was working with.
So I am in investments. I specialize in manufactured housing historically, but I've pivoted towards multifamily, so apartments, land, mobile home parks. On the investment team with Mike, Peter, and Nick, and that was what drew me to TOK. I've always been kind of a lone wolf, so being on a team with some other people to collaborate with.
I heard it was a great company to work for, like hands down. I've heard only good things about TOK, and I was needing some more stability in my career.
I mean, I think it was like day 2, there was business cards, there was like I was able to log into pretty much everything my first day, and just I've never had a process be so smooth like that before. It makes you more excited to come to work and enjoy the new position.
The work-life balance here is incredible. I feel like they actually care about you and you outside of work, and they know that you have a life.
It's a very nice family atmosphere. And I think that goes hand in hand where people do genuinely care about you.
When I got here to TOK, something that was really surprising to me is the team culture that they've created. When you hear about commercial real estate and real estate in general, it's a little bit more as a kind of competition. I was surprised to find out here it is still competition, but it's more geared towards friendly competition and people collaborating a lot of it.
It's important to have that stability and quality of life and balance and being happy with what you do, but then something that keeps you going all the time.
I'm really interested in change. I mean, for me to switch firms and more of a pivot in my specialty, the market is rapidly changing, and for me that's opportunity. So I have seized that opportunity to reposition myself, rebrand myself.
Changes can always be hard, but you never know unless you lead.
I think change is going to come whether you like it or not. It's just kind of the way life is. So you can either resist it and you're going to make it really hard on yourself, or you can adapt to it and figure out the best way forward with the change and move with the current, and it's just going to be easier on everyone.
My view of my career has changed. That my plan is to stay at TOK until I retire and become the old crotchety HR lady. Are you guys so excited for that?
Most exciting thing is the growth in the brokerage team, and our clients have sort of pulled us and asked for services across the state, which has been phenomenal.
It's good to see new team members join the company. It allows us to grow and mature, and allows Peter and I to provide some mentoring to younger brokers, and so for me that was exciting.
As far as probably exciting level of product, quality of product that we have on the industrial world, hardly any buildings that are less than 115,000 square feet. You've got the 305 and the 900, and so that's pretty exciting. That's a change, something that we haven't seen before.
Big deal was at 10,000 square foot for 5 years, and he's just blown away.
Yeah, you were doing a dance if you were doing 20,000 square footer.
One of the key strengths here at TOK is our leadership is top notch. The heavy emphasis that we put on property management is huge in a changing market. That's kind of steady business that can keep the company afloat. And then I think just our experience in the market. We have more experience in this building than probably everyone else combined in the market.
Setting and managing people's expectations. There's always this lagging effect in our business of where things were, where they are now, where it looks like they're headed. Our database that we've got, the changes have been happening so fast, and I don't think there's another company out there that's tracking the changes as fast as we are.
I think what is interesting about TLK is with kind of a smaller office team in 2022, we were able to maintain #1 market share in office, which was pretty amazing, and we've still been busy doing leases. Pat Schalls and I, on a couple listings we've had with Banner Bank and Ninth and Idaho, have been having some good success in 2022 with leasing. So proud of how TOK has performed really in 2022.
We have to celebrate the little moments and the big moments, and brokerage can be rather anticlimactic when we've worked on transactions for literally months. And then they close or the lease is signed and it's on to the next one, and we have to take the moments and we have a cowbell that we ring when we ink a deal.
To take a Peter Oliver term, a lot more of the blocking and tackling and the fundamentals.
Work harder than the other guys.
Relationship above transaction.
For me personally, just customer service.
Family, my team, and passion.
It's taking care of the clients.
Mine is very close to Mike's. It's taking exceptional care of our clients.
We hired a designer. It must have been March of 2022, and kind of kicked off design plans for remodeling the core, obviously paint and carpet. Worked closely with her on kind of our choices for that, making sure that the way we presented was a direct reflection of who we are at TOK.
Yeah, I think me and Amber kind of work hand in hand, yin and yang, on a lot of this stuff closely. So on the tech side, I'm looping her in, and then on the office side, she's also looping me in.
Adding another office in the Treasure Valley was a big deal for us. We struggled a lot with trying to figure out how we were going to maintain the same culture that we have here in the Boise office. In the Nampa office, we ended up with, I think, a great crew out there. It's a fun place to be. There's a lot of energy out there, which is exactly what we wanted moving into a new space.
It was interesting because we made the move like still when we were all kind of in the transition of the work being done in Boise. So we were kind of went from what I would call like temporary like workspace to more permanent situation out here. So that was interesting.
I actually never had a home in Boise. I was bouncing from office to office, so it was kind of nice to have my own spot to land to. Like Wesley said, it's pretty fun out here.
On favorite office chicken.
Gas station chicken.
It's actually from the gas station. I know everybody's. It's crispy, crunchy chicken.
I like the Nampa office. I think it's a little more kicked back. The open environment with it too. I think we just shout at one another out here. We do cornhole tournaments on a Friday when we have time for that.
Nampa.
You didn't say.
Oh, I didn't. I was supposed to get.
Come on, now.
1, 2, 3. Nampa.
Bigger space. Last one I think was like 1,300 square feet, 1,500, something like that. This is 2,000 and change. Opportunity to grow and have some more employees housed here.
Well, we had our first Christmas party, which was great for just Idaho Falls. So I thought that was like bringing culture to us.
Savannah and Lindsay helped organize some games. That was pretty fun.
Sharpen the axe.
Bring it on. I think 2023 is going to be a great year.
My word for the past couple of years keeps on being growth, just growing.
So I've been in the commercial building maintenance construction arena for over 30 years now. I started as a maintenance tech, and then I branched off on my own and started Intermountain Property Services about 21 years ago, and was acquired by TOK in May of last year.
I started in facilities about 15 years ago in California. I was doing apartment maintenance and also going to school at the same time for a tradesman degree. Fast forward about 10 years, we moved up here, and then I started with TOK April of last year. Met with Mark and Scott down the road, and just felt it was more family friendly and kind of more goal oriented with what I was looking for, and so that's when I decided to join TOK. With everything being so new and not necessarily being a property services company to begin with, a lot of going to the whiteboard and drawing things out and trying to figure out how it works, and then next week scratch it all out and start all over again.
My primary focus is going to be in the construction end of things, so doing a good job on these first couple ones, and hopefully there'll be more down the road.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is the amount of properties that we have and the amount of managers that we have that, I think we've either emailed or spoke with most all of them, but you don't have that relationship piece. So building that relationship so that they can trust you, they know they can call you, and then that's where we get that repeat business. And then also for the guys out in the field, since there's so many new ones, there's a lot of calls and questions, and empowering them to make those decisions on their own so they don't have to rely on calling us to make that decision, which helps us grow also.
We had an amazing year in 2022. We really did. We hired, last check, 39 people, and very few of those were replacements. Most of those were through growth through Intermountain Property Services, growth in property management and maintenance services, and then opening the new office in North Idaho.
I think that we're at this interesting intersection of having a lot of experienced people and a lot of new people, and I love that.
2022 is really laying the groundwork to allow us to grow, to continue to grow. The acquisition of Intermountain Property Services was huge in that. It allowed us to be able to offer property services on properties that we weren't doing full management on, and it also grew our maintenance team, who was really stretched thin. They were working really hard. They're awesome guys, and they were working really hard, and they just needed more bodies to help them. And it was really, really a positive for us.
We manage properties in all areas of Idaho. That growth has been really balanced, from the Boise Valley to Magic Valley, over to eastern Idaho, and then up into North Idaho. We've got properties in Lewiston and Coeur d'Alene that we're managing. When we look ahead to 2023, we see more growth on the horizon. We want to be in more markets, providing additional services that are tied to commercial real estate. But we also hear a lot and see a lot of headlines around the market changing, around market uncertainty. But TOK has a history in our 30+ years of always finding opportunity at every part of the market cycle, of really keeping our heads down on the things that we can control and staying focused on those things. We did that 15 years ago when we were in a recession. Whatever the market holds, we'll do that again. We have a lot of confidence in that. We've built, I think, a business model that will last, and we have the longevity with our people that proves that, plus a lot of new energy with new hires that we're excited to add to the mix.
We're constantly going to change. I remember early when I came to TOK, we shared a book with all the employees called Who Moved My Cheese, because the only thing that is constant at TOK is change. We're always going to be growing and changing. Growth for growth's sake, I always say, is not what we want. Growth to create opportunity for our employees and for our customers and our clients is really important to us. We want everybody to have the chance to live their dream at TOK and work in different areas that interest them, and the only way we can do that is if we continue to grow. Exciting announcements and some excited changes coming in 2023, so it's going to be great. New challenges and new opportunities for growth for our people. It's going to be awesome.